good to go. We started building the wall. If you drive by, it's still. Hey, man. Okay, we're going to get started. Good morning, everyone. Okay, we're going to get started. Everybody ready? Good morning and welcome to the 16th Street reopening. On behalf of the Ambassador Bridge, my name is Ken Dobson, and thanks for attending. We have a great lineup of speakers today, so we're going to get ready to hear them, and we're going to start off with Mayor Duggan was born here in the city of Detroit. He served. We're going to go directly to Mayor Duggan for comments.
Did anybody really want to hear a long? This is the kind of Detroit that I wanted to build when I ran in 2013. We have had decades of, I would call, ongoing warfare between the Maroon family and groups in Southwest Detroit. And both of them thought they were right, and sometimes the Maroons won, and sometimes the neighborhood won, and all in all, the city suffered. And so we made an agreement with Matt Maroon to take over a large part of Riverside Park, where he had an old warehouse on there, put in money to rebuild that park. It was basically abandoned industrial land. And as obvious as it seemed that we should turn the industrial land into a spectacular park, there was significant opposition and protest. We stood up to that protest. Council President Mary Sheffield was a major factor on that. And as a result of that, we have one of the most parks in the city. All right? And then we had a provision that said after the Maroons had turned over all the land, given us the money, we had one thing we had to do. We had to deed them some air rights. And this is the issue that I continue to have. Despite the city's clear legal obligation to do it, we had a bunch of protests. We had people trying to link unrelated issues, saying if the Maroons didn't do what they wanted, the city should breach its contract. And again, we had protests. And again, you had leadership in council, council president, Mary Waters, and a number of others said, no, we're going to honor the first contract we made, but I made a promise to the council members that once the first deal was done, that I would take the initiative to get the leadership of Hubbard Richard and the leadership of the Maroon family in the room. And the Hubbard Richard neighbors had legitimate issues. Matt and his family, these are the guys that outmaneuvered Warren Buffett for the Ambassador Bridge, okay? These guys have 10 and 20 and 30-year strategies. If you engaged in a protracted war, the Maroon family was going to win, but they were buying up lots within Hubbard Richard. Then they started buying up houses, and we're going to leave them abandoned. So I started to get pretty angry myself. But we sat down together, and Sam Butler and the Hubbard Richard Association deserves enormous credit. Really want. And the Hubbard Richard wants stability for our future. We want to know that our neighborhood isn't going to be encroached on. We'd like to have that mixed-use development. We'd like there, and what near St. Anne have now a permanent long-term plan that puts the Hubbard neighborhood in control of their own destiny. They've got control of all has the space they need to finish the turning radius with our community. And an interesting thing is, around here now, our sheep wire an enormous, and Sam, I would say I have not seen better leadership of any neighborhood association. than what you have done. You have guaranteed the future of your neighborhood at this. Santiago Romero, that in the meetings. This was one where the mayor and council worked side by side.
Park agreement in head. When they did, they asked, in the way council asks, that we engage in serious discussions with the community and with their help. The help was sincere, and a lot of it, from the council president, Mary Sheffield, to other councilors, Councilwoman Waters, and especially Councilwoman Santiago Romero. And then, of course, the mayor sat everyone down, and we negotiated, and we came out with something really good. So now the Greyhound building's gone. The bridge gets the property they need to expand the plaza in a rational way that doesn't threaten the community. And the residents, they get to develop a brand new, almost 6-acre parcel here with a beautiful view of the bridge. Right? So look, I look at this as one of the first steps. I think there's many more steps to go. And we want to be a good neighbor. We want to be successful. We want the people around us to be successful. And we want to continue to change that reputation. So with that, I'd like to turn things over to Councilwoman Romero.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I know it's cold. I'll try to keep this brief. As the mayor mentioned, this neighborhood is known for fighting, and we fight a lot with the bridge company. My very first month into my tenure, I was asked by Matt to complete the deal that the city promised. But I understand that residents here need protections. We need to ensure that as we continue to invest in business, we continue to invest in protections for residents. So this 16th Street would have never happened if it wasn't for Hubbard Richard organizing through Sam with our office for years. It was over 2 years, I hear, of us working on this, and this is what I hope we are able to do. I hope that we stop fighting. I hope that we're able to come together to the table, understand each other's goals, and meet in the middle. What we have today is we've met in the middle. Not everyone is happy, but we have what we need to be able to be safe in our community, to be able to support our businesses, to be able to grow in a safe way. So thank you so much to Hubbard Richard, to Sam, who worked so incredibly hard with me all of this time. We cried together, had drinks together. This was hard. This was not easy. Us being here today, it is a milestone. But my hope is that we move forward, we continue to work together, and instead of fighting, we come to the table and we make things happen. Thank you so much for making this happen. Sam, I'll turn it over to you now.
Good morning. I want to thank everyone for coming today. We are here not only to celebrate the opening of a new road, but really the opening of a new relationship between us and the bridge company. And like all relationships, it's made of bricks of trust, mortared by a little bit of optimism. And so we trust and are confident that the bridge company will honor all of its commitments in the community agreement. We are optimistic and excited to continue to work with the bridge company in making Hubbard Richard the vibrant, walkable, healthy residential neighborhood that we know it can be. Thanks to the community agreement, we are excited to turn vacant lots into green space and housing. We are excited to revitalize this massive Greyhound space into a valuable community asset. And we're excited for a beautiful landscaped berm along 16th that offers gorgeous vistas of the bridge company to our south and MCS to the north. MCS, where they're literally redefining the future of mobility. So it's a good, MCS is actually a good reminder that this neighborhood is changing, no doubt, unquestionably. And the future of Hubbard Richard is bright. And with the DIBC as a partner, we know that our future can be even brighter. So I want to thank Matt and the entire Ambassador Bridge company for opening up a dialogue, being open to conversation, coming to the table, negotiating in good faith. I know it wasn't easy. It was 2 years of hard work. I think Kevin and I have had so many conversations that we're now ready to start our own podcast. Subscribe now for bonus content. I want to thank the mayor and his stalwart leadership and the entire mayor team for their hard work on this. I want to thank President Sheffield and Pro Tem Tate and all of City Council for their just evergreen support of us and providing a vision for what this agreement could be. I especially want to thank Councilmember Santiago Romero. We have cried together. I just want to say the council member, she is a tireless community fighter, and she will never stop fighting for us. She is our champion, to be sure. But most of all, I want to thank the residents of Hubbard Richard. You know, I see Pam and Cynthia and Jessica in the audience. I don't need to tell you how much hard work this has been. It's been hours of conversation on front porches, in community meetings, a lot of sleepless nights. And so I just want to say that you and all of the residents of Hubbard Richard, you are the engine that gives our neighborhood power. You are the engine that makes our neighborhood go. And now, thankfully, hopefully, you have an engine that can drive on not only a new road, but one that takes us to a much brighter future. So, thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Hey. I am Detroit City Council President Mary Sheffield, and you know, there's a quote that says, "It's not about how you about how you start, it's about how you finish." And I am so proud that this story is ending in this way. For the community, for our city, for the growth and progress of Detroit. And we all know the long history of the relationship between the Bridge Company and this community. But with strong leadership, we were all able to come to the table and get this project done. I want to say thank you to Councilmember Santiago Romero and her leadership, to Sam, to our great mayor, to Matt Maroon, who I've had the privilege of getting to know more personally and to really understand his heart and his care for this city. And so it has been an honor just to be in this space to help facilitate negotiations to bring us where we are today. And I thank everyone for their participation, because ultimately the Detroit residents in our city benefits from this progress and this collaboration. And I think that this is a historic agreement that can serve as an example of what we can do as a community with two industries coming together for the benefit of the city of Detroit. I also want to give a shout out to Brian White on my team, who was in a lot of those negotiations as well, who helped bring this thing to the finish line. So God bless everyone. Congratulations. Big day for Detroit, and thank you all for being here.
Good morning, everyone. I'm State Representative Tyrone Carter, and welcome to District 1. I'm not going to hold us up, because if my wife sees this on the news, I'm out here with no coat on. But it was important to be here. Being a kid that grew up and took 4th Street and seeing the Greyhound station and wondering what is going to happen when we transition. So before I became the state rep, I was the president of our neighborhood organization down where Marathon is. And nobody's the same way they were 10, 15 years ago. People have to sit down and talk. If we're going to coexist, have a conversation. Get away from those old arguments, you did this, whatever it is. This is what it looks like when people sit down and have conversations and don't look for a victory, but let's look for a win. And so I try to live my life by this quote. The goal or aim of a disagreement, discussion, or argument should be progress, not victory. Today, this is progress. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, everyone. We're getting ready to do the ribbon cutting directly behind you. Thank you.